Hi, welcome to the first edition of Tuesday Talks with Tammy. I'm Tamara Sterling, or Tammy, and I am a licensed clinical social worker and a Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique practitioner. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about what QHHT is and what you can expect if you decide to have a session with me. So Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique is a type of hypnosis that was pioneered by the late Dolores Cannon. She wrote several books on the subject and on her findings, and you can find many of her videos on YouTube if you search for Dolores Cannon. So basically, she and her husband had been playing around with hypnosis early in the days when they were using it for like weight loss and stop smoking and that kind of thing. Well, she then discovered that people would kind of start sharing experiences of like a past life. So this really intrigued her because oftentimes the past life had some kind of carryover into the current life. And then as she continued to do this work, she discovered that there was what seemed to be a higher power coming in that could answer all of the questions that anybody had, and it could be used to ask for healing of the body. Well, she called this the subconscious, or we call it the higher self these days. But what that is it's that larger part of your soul that is not fully incarnated in the body, and it knows everything about you, all of your incarnations, everything that's going on with you, your connections to other people, that kind of thing. So what happens during a QHHT session and what you can expect is that the first part of it, for the first hour or so, is where we get to know you, get to know your history, the people in your life, your loved ones, your work, and like your health and your medications, that kind of thing. And then this next part of the session would be that we take you into the deepest level of trance. So this is the theta brainwave state that you would be in, and you are naturally in that brainwave state twice a day, once as you're waking up and once as you're falling asleep. So during the session, you're actually very aware of what's going on. It's not like you're completely out and under and you just wake up not remembering anything. You do very much keep your faculties about you, but anything that's happening in the room or outside of the room, you're just really not focused on. It kind of falls into the background, and you're really focused on what you're seeing and experiencing. So after an induction, what we would do is we would see where your higher self wants you to go. So it used to be, it was more like a past life regression. These days you might go into a past life, you might go into something in the future, you might go in onto another planet, you might have an experience where you're maybe an animal or a tree or a rock. So you just never know what the higher self is going to show you as you're doing this. So after we kind of explore your experience that you're having, your life experience that you're having, then we call in the higher self. And what you would do is before the session, you would bring in some questions or some healing that you would like to ask for. And then we call in the higher self. We ask them why they showed you the life experience that they did in your regression. And then we can ask for the healing. Now, Dolores had found that the healing can be good for both physical problems and emotional ones. So she found that sometimes the higher self could help cure cancers or grow bones back, or so you'd have to read some of her material to kind of understand a little bit more about that. But we can use it to ask for healing of any sort. If you're having some aches or pains, sometimes what we're doing is we're repressing our emotions, and it can come out as a physical symptom. So through the process of this healing, we can release the repressed emotions, and it can naturally heal the body then too. And then after we bring you out of hypnosis, then I ask you, what you remember, and then we talk about your experience, and I kind of tell you a little bit about how they answered your questions and if there's any advice that they have for you. Now, the sessions are audio recorded, and I will send that to you through email, and then it's good that you listen to them at least a couple times, because you're going to get additional healing each time you listen to the session. So it's a very fascinating experience to have. It's very healing. A lot of people a lot of my clients have said they have felt very peaceful afterwards. And I also had my own session done about a year and a half ago. And in next week's edition of Tuesday Talks with Tammy, I'm going to dive into my experience a little bit more to help you kind of understand what to expect and the kind of things I found out. So I look forward to being on this healing journey with you. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can check out my website at tamarasterlinglcswqhht.com, or this Facebook page. You can follow that. And I hope to have these Tuesday Talks with Tammy every Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. So I look forward to talking with you again next week. Thank you. Take care.